I watch episode 29 of Pokémon every year because I watch every episode of Pokémon every year. In episode 29, the Punchy Pokémon, Ash and friends encounter Hitmonchan, which is short for Hitting Monster Channing Tatum. They assume that Hitmonchan is wild because of its apparent autonomy, and Ash sends Pikachu to initiate violence. Hitmonchan gets jumped during its morning run by Pikachu, who's wearing protective gear for the first time. Pikachu struggles but eventually lands a single blow before Hitmonchan's trainer arrives. Anthony orders it to respond with an unequal amount of violence. Hitmonchan's gloves are its actual hands, pulsing masses of pure muscle. Anthony declares himself the winner, but before he can vaunt his victory, his daughter intervenes. She was behind this tree the whole time, just being sad and alone. Rebecca begs her father to return home to his family, but Anthony ignores her pleas to not be ignored. He takes the time to promote his gym before literally running away from his parental responsibilities. Rebecca asks Ash to defeat her father in the P1 Grand Prix so that he will give up his dreams, which she believes will make him a better father. The fate of another broken home rests on Ash's abilities as a Pokémon trainer. The P1 Grand Prix, which is short for Pokémon #1 Grand Prix, which is short for Pocket Monster #1 Grand Prix, is a competition held exclusively for fighting-type Pokémon and Geodude. Lacking either, the malefactors successfully steal their first Pokémon, Hitmonlee, which is short for Hitting Monster Lee Harvey Oswald. They also take his hat and trench coat that he had nothing on under for some reason. How they managed to subdue him is also unknown. From the stands, Misty, Pikachu, and Rebecca watch as the competition begins. Pikachu's hybrid baby is also there. Ash, still too anxious to command Primeape, struggles in the first round until Primeape is thrown from the ring and he tries to catch it. Gotta catch 'em all. He fails, but the attempt is acknowledged, and knowing that Ash cares for it gives Primeape the strength to brutalize its enemy. Brock is unfocused in his first match, and Geodude is left to fend for itself against an opponent that attacks with body parts that it will never have. Geodude's got hands, but hands is all it's got. This episode is Ash's turn to care about the welfare of his Pokémon. The adult tells Brock to give up, so he does. Geodude isn't even a fighting type Pokémon anyway. The fighting type is a specific type of Pokémon, even though that's what they all do. Every Pokémon fights. They are more defined by their humanoid appearances, all anthropomorphic aside from a few missing facial features. The next fight is between both Hitmons, Tatum v. Oswald, Mason v. Dixon. Evenly matched, Anthony quotes R&B singer-songwriter Desiree to get the edge, but Hitmonchan 2 is a one-hit wonder. That's what happens when you try to sue Beyonce. The villains fix the fight with a syringe full of unidentified adhesives. Their blatant foul play in the brightly lit stadium goes undetected by the announcer and all other competition officials. Brock tells the adult to give up, but Anthony neglects all children, not just his own. Before Lee can strike the final blow, Rebecca intervenes, and Anthony intervenes on her intervening. Anthony forfeits the match that should have been called earlier and gives up on his dream. Meowth's actions put a family back together. The inadvertent good deed prompts the heels to reveal themselves. Ash enters the final round expecting a fair fight against the most unfair people he knows. Hitmonlee continues to fight on their behalf even after they reveal themselves. Always the traitor. They paid off the refs too, I guess. Nobody cares. But still faithless and in bad faith, they again attempt to ensure victory through illegal means. Instead of using the same glue trap that nobody even noticed the first time, how did Hitmonchan even get out? Their new scheme involves remote activated electrocution against an opponent that they know isn't even affected by electricity. Pikachu tries to warn Ash of the plot, but he is incapable of showing attention or affection to more than one of his Pokémon at a time. Pikachu must save them all alone. Primeape defeats Hitmonchan and Ash wins his first Pokémon competition. Brock also takes credit for some reason. Before vaunting his verisimilitudinous victory, Anthony intervenes and invalidates Ash's accomplishment, withdrawing his earlier forfeiture and offering to train Primeape to be a true P1 champion, even though it's already got the belt. Pikachu hands the live weaponry back to the enemy and exits in peace. They don't even try to take Pikachu. They don't even keep Hitmonlee either. The fate of Hitmonlee is as unclear as its namesakes. Ash is coerced by an adult to trade away Primeape for nothing, giving Anthony a new reason to neglect his daughter and now Hitmonchan also. Now it only fights for attention. Who's that Pokémon? 1995 MTV Video Music Award nominee Desiree. Both parties achieved the initial goals that they set out to accomplish, winning a championship title and stealing a powerful Pokémon, and both squander their successes to continue on their paths without the means that they had to achieve it again. Ash finally utilizes his latest Pokémon for the first time and the last time. Primeape's eyes well up as Ash leaves with a simple smile. He doesn't look back or shed a single tear. Gotta catch 'em all, but you don't gotta keep 'em all. To be continued.